Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. What time is it? It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. Speak what you want, unbossed. Speak what you want, unbossed. Speak what you want, unbossed. And we're up first. Unapologetically great. Unapologetically great. Unapologetically great. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki, on boss, and Nikki. L-A-D-I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
I was like,
morning.
my phone dropped. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Ladies First excuse me. Let me start over. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew, where we honor the voice of the everyday woman. Welcome, everybody. How y'all
Good
doing
morning.
today?
Very well.
Very
Great.
well. In your green. Let's shout out Mamie. What's up, Mamie? What's up, lady? How
Good
you
morning, Amy.
Good morning, everyone. We
Good
are all
morning.
in. Everybody's coming in from different parts of the world today. Y'all really do look good in this green. Crystal, this lighting that you have is popping. honey. Yes. And Shelly stole my apartment. You know that I've been.
Shelly stole your apartment.
Thank you
I
for
need
letting me
I
borrow
need
that.
I need a little help. I'm in a hotel where the Wi-Fi has been tricky. So y'all look really small. If I do like this, am I okay? I'm
Well, I'm
upside
gonna
down.
if
Oh,
you
now
go
you're good.
good,
That's
Okay.
yeah.
great.
Is that okay?
So I can also switch this to this. I just was, yeah, make it a little better. Look, your face a little bright. That's a nice light.
Ask me
Yeah.
where I got it. Ask me where I got it.
Where you get it?
My friend Michelle. She
Mm,
sent it to me like 3 years ago
I
in the
love
mail, and I
I
take it everywhere I go.
Nikki. Nikki, I have to comment on this blonde hair. It's really popping with this green you have on today. my friend.
Thank you.
Thing.
Thank you. I don't have my light with me though. Didn't realize I didn't have it. So
I have a friend named Michelle that can get you one. It's special.
I know my ring light that I have in my house broke.
Oh,
It's a
Well-
short. It's a short. And
it's
so
it's apropos.
I know
Yeah.
it's not from, so I've been using this
All
for
good
like
things come to an end.
all good things come to an end. Oh, guess who ready with the force
Chandra
green?
Prophet
The-
Audrey. Yes. Come through. Lion
yep.
King reminiscent.
Yep. Yep.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey y'all, I'm trying to make us close today.
In the crayon box, that was called pine.
Not the crayon box.
Pine.
Fine.
Stay in the crayon box.
Fine. Y'all, today our show, Letting Go to Elevate. Letting Go to Elevate. Making space for the new. Letting go to elevate and making space for the new. Before we start, I experienced something yesterday. A company that I've been affiliated with that is doing actually this. They are letting go to elevate. I was like, Dad, I feel like Google. I got an email. They didn't get a phone call, but you know what? When I read the email, I was proud of them. Daily Burn is moving to OTT format, like I read Coral Universe, and they're moving to an OTT format and doing specialized workouts now, and they're framing themselves as the Netflix of fitness. And I've seen some of the new stuff that they're doing, and the new look and the new way that they're going, and it looks great, and I'm so proud of them, and I feel like it puts them in a space to compete with the Pelotons. And just to let you guys know, Daily Burn 365 was the first online streaming service for fitness, first, like way before the pandemic and everything, but they are shifting. And so yesterday we got an email, a really nice email, saying basically I lost my job for Daily Burn. They
Yeah,
closed
love you,
down,
bye.
they closed down DB 365, and we found out via email. And at first I was like, what? I gotta Eddie and I were about to do the Eddie and I were scheduled to do the Juneteenth workout. Um, and I was supposed to go in this week, and I had already put it in my projected revenue for the month. But when I read the email and from one of the executive producers, and just the joy and where they were going, I really was like, they have to let go DB365 in order to elevate, you know? And it made me think about our show, making space for the new beginnings, the new adventures, new relationships, new love, new you. Let's chat about it. Because guess who else is letting go to elevate to make space for the new collectively? Who? Who?
The
Who?
Collectively.
LFCCC.
The
LFC six. Right.
LFCC. And, you know,
Listen,
we
this news of being, first of all, I don't care how great you feel about them, and after you read the letter multiple times, it still is a sting. And like when you've been with a company for however long, for you to feel like you can't get a phone call and be like, Trick, this is what's happening.
I have to be honest with you, and my girl,
I'm like, let's
Robin.
let's let's use some real emotions here, because that
Yeah, yeah.
that right
My girl Robin hit us up at first. She said, you know, it's a group, a couple of us. She says, "How y'all feeling?" And I'll be honest, I saw the email go by, but y'all, yesterday was, when I'm talking about yesterday did not turn out the way it was supposed to be, but it was a day. Yesterday was a day. So if anybody been trying to get in touch with me, yesterday was a day. Um,
there.
from all sorts. But I just saw the happy, um, headline, and I was like, I'll read it later. And I read her email when I finally come down yesterday evening. I'm like, let me go read this email, and I was like, you
Like,
trying to
what?
tell me I don't have a job?
But
I mean,
what I was gonna say, about that is that, you know, a lot of us, it's hard to move on from things, and sometimes we need assistance.
Mhm. It's
Yeah.
And,
so
when I know that getting that letter was like, a little bit of like a ego, bruiser, to say, a little bit like, dang, like I can't, me, this is my personal verbiage. Like, damn, you don't respect me enough to call me and tell me to put somebody on the phone with, darn. But at the end of the day, the real is that, sometimes we need that direct cutoff. Like, done. This is what it is. I don't want to talk to you about it. I don't want to hear your voice, because that might change I might try to find a space for you in the new, where we're moving, that you shouldn't go because you need to be going somewhere else. Like,
Such a point.
that's something that I'm
And
getting
that's a
to.
hard pill to swallow. You need to
What?
be going somewhere else.
but
What?
you know what though?
Mhm.
I'm glad you said that, Shawnee, because Rebecca and I have been talking about, everything that I'm doing with Lululemon. There's room to go that way. And they have shared that with me, but I had a loyalty to DB, and I have been talking about the last month. I don't know how this is fitting in where I'm going. And we even talked about it. So Shani, thank you for keeping unapologetically right. Um, they almost did me a favor, because I wasn't I wasn't letting go yet. Mainly, excuse me, because I have a loyalty thing. I want to talk about that actually. I think sometimes I can speak for myself. I don't let go because I feel this sense of loyalty. So I stay a little longer than I need be. And when I stay, I'm not elevating. I'm not
It
moving
takes
up.
so long to
Mm,
elevate like that.
yeah. Yeah.
So
They
true.
thank you, Andrea. The universe made space for me. That's right.
That's right. Hi, Andrea.
That's right, baby. It made space for me. I received that.
I want to go back to what Shawnee was saying. Shawnee, my mother's calling you Shawnee now. We need to be calling you
Mhm.
Chandra.
Chandra. But
It's totally
to
fine.
go
It's
to
totally fine.
go to go back to what you were saying, which is very clear to me, you weren't supposed to go to Daily Bread. Like, if you were part of what their forward plans, you would be there, right? So that's clarity, which we talk about a lot here, right? If you're not part of their plans, then that makes sense that you've been trying to align them with your new plans, but really they haven't fit into your new plan. Not, I mean, it was a blessing for them to be, but that season you're not part of their new season because you're part of another one. So
Mhm.
and so I think that that's really clear to me. And then the other thing is, today, as our industries have changed, there are people, and Nikki, boss, you can speak to this. There are people that got laid off in tech industries that didn't get no phone call. They can't call 10,000 people. They got an email. So
Yeah.
that is way more normalized than it ever was. We feel like you can't even give me a phone call. You ain't
I
got no
don't know if
personnel to be calling
it's
10,000 people. So I was gonna say, don't take that personally. That really is the movement of how layoffs happen now, or
but I
changes.
but honestly, and this is, opinion, and I know you were just speaking. I don't know if I would say yet that it was normalized. I don't think it's normal for any company. I don't think any company, you know, whatever they're trying to do, I don't think that they want to deliver such news to people in such a cold manner. Once you take the opportunity to step back from it, I think that sometimes, and what we're seeing specifically right now, is people have been forced to make bold and big changes. And with those bold and big changes came with unusual ways of having to execute against it. I can speak this way and think this way right now because I have yet to be touched necessarily in ways others have. So I think that gives me the ability to have some clarity to say what I'm saying right now. Because if I was one of those people that had woke up for the company I work for and just saw an email and I was automatically locked out. I don't know if I'd be right there yet. And I've had other situations not as ugly happen. And I know that it took me a minute to get to that place to understand it was probably for the best. But when I look at what's happening right now, and it's not just a company I'm associated with, it's almost every company right now. And it's the time that we're in. And I think it's given invitation to a lot of people individually to make different decisions for themselves once they get past the shock of it. And for companies, it's allowing them the opportunity, and even us, LFCC, right, the opportunity to do something different for yourself that really can reap great rewards. And in the process of doing that, there are some bold decisions that have to be made, while at the same time, some very, very harsh or hard, I should say, commitments that people have to make so that you can get where you want to go or be where you were and better. Because even with, the company that I work for, the things that happen and people will let go, those of us that remain behind, it's no walk in the park, right? So I think it's the times that we're in right now. I think it's beautiful, Nikki, that you were able to eventually incorporate that in part of your thinking. But a huge part of that is knowing that there was other opportunities out there that you weren't taking advantage of. And that's a key thing, because if any of us think about things that have happened to us in our lives, in your case, it's very relevant because those opportunities were kind of like right there. You had recently had other conversations where you were trying to make decisions and figure out how you're going to do X, Y, and Z. But often we forget that we do have opportunities out there that we're not taking advantage of because it's so easy to stay in the very, the status quo, the everyday of everything.
Or we think we need to be loyal where we
Yeah,
are.
and loyalty is a big deal because honestly, especially, and I hate to say this, but who are we being loyal to? And I challenge myself on this every day, even though I still
I don't
sit
hate to say it at all.
there with like 1,000% to my job. At the end of the day, we are all interchangeable, exchangeable, unfortunately, as much as we would like to put ourselves in a place that we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear all of that. I love all of that. And you said something, Nikki, that triggered something else to me when in the process of the letting go process. We talk about it with jobs and what's going on with us, and we'll talk more about that. But I'm also yesterday was a day, y'all. I hit Crystal up. It was a good day and an emotional day. A friend of mine passed away unexpectedly, and Crystal knew him, and it like punched. I'm holding back tears right now. I haven't even talked about it. I can't even put a picture of us on Instagram because I'm so freaking shocked, because I just had a conversation with I was talking to Jeff from Red Coral. I was just pitching this dude to them, and we were supposed to be on a conversation this week. I mean, this guy is just, everyone that he's touched, moved, and inspired. I called Brittany. Brittany, like, what? I mean, we're like shook. And I just was hitting him up. And my uncle just passed away. And this is a dude that's vision. I've never met anybody whose vision was bigger than mine. And when we like met each other, it was like, you're not crazy either. Okay, they think you're crazy. They think I'm crazy too. And we were supposed to be on a meeting this week to talk about this project, this show that Crystal and I were a part of pitching with him and before the pandemic, and I am blown. But it's weird, within his death yesterday at a huge meeting, and I realized that within that I need to continue letting go of old ways, how I manage my business, old ways, how I depend on people. They say one thing and then they don't do the other. And then what they say, I end up saying to my people, and then they fall apart, and then I end up falling apart. And I've done that over and over and over again. And the other people, they fine. I feel like shit because I didn't let my people down because I'm going off of what these people tell me. So yesterday, in the lieu of my friend passing away and just thinking about how he would handle things and also troubleshooting with Rebecca, I was like, enough, not doing it anymore. If I don't have it in my hand, it ain't in my hand. If I don't see it straight in front of me, or if I don't have it, it's not done. I don't care who said what, because what's happening is it's coming to me. I share with my people, unexpected, thwarted attempt, failed expectations, and everybody mad at me. Not doing it anymore. Not doing it. Gotta let go of the old ways. And when I got the DB email yesterday too, for some reason, just my friend's passing, that I see T-Neck, he look cute. And then just being in this meeting yesterday just made me go, you know what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And I walked down the street with tears in my eyes and was like, let go to elevate. Let go to elevate. And like that was my theme yesterday throughout the day was our show. I just had to put that out there. I know.
That's
I
your
know.
theme every day, whether you
Yeah.
want to observe it or not. Every day
Yeah.
you let it go. Every day, all day you are letting go. We don't give a lot of recognition to the letting go, but we definitely are always consistently letting go. That is the only way to move forward. And if you think about how far you've come in your life and all the things you've accomplished, created, participated in, helped, I, I mean, built, you had to let go of something to do the next something. Like we're always doing it. And I think because of things like loyalty and the things like that we discuss, those things are things that make us believe or feel that if we created something or we had this level of connection to a person, to a business, to a job, that because we had it and it was great or it was meaningful or it was useful, that we're supposed to hold on to that forever. And that is not, that is, we don't actually do that. We tell ourselves we do that. And we try to give ourselves a gold star because we still go into the same nail salon since we was 15, even though they never do your nails right. Because the woman who was there when you were there at 15, who was amazing, and y'all had great conversations, she been gone. But that's the place I go. So you just keep going, even though it's more inconvenient because you done moved. And so now it takes you longer to get there. It's more expensive than you want to pay. The service is not what it used to be. You always end up having to wait, et cetera, et cetera. And we see all of those signs and we feel all of those signs. And we just still stay there because somehow we tell ourselves, we don't feel this way, but we tell ourselves, well, I have to stay loyal here. Like we have this thing. Ciao, bye.
Well, sometimes we
And
just want it to stay in place until we're ready to act. And the truth is, as long as we do that, we're never going to be ready to act.
Good point.
It gives us, and when that boom happens, right? It's because you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You knew your time for change or difference or whatever was coming. You just was trying to hold on because it was something you knew. I mean, I'm guilty of that, until I'm ready to act, right? And then when it happens, it's like, damn, I got to act right now.
right.
It's like, oh
And
my God.
and there's another I say yes and not but yes and something that I thought about is how we are deemed as being strong when we hold on to all these things, and that term that a lot of us don't like, the strong women, I come from strong women and I am a strong woman and all that stuff, and letting go can be perceived as like you don't have it all together. You're not together, you're not strong. And I don't want to be perceived that way. But the reality is your inner being is saying what you want all the time. And it's really connected to those things that we don't say. And I say we when I say me. Like I was actually, I may have been sharing with Nikki yesterday, um the holding on, just hold, and I get it. It's very, very sincerely said or stated, but just hold on. It's gonna be just hold on. And it's like, yeah, but what if it's in the letting go that lets lets you hear me my swimming reference again, that lets you float,
That's right.
because
Cause
I'm
see, it's
holding on to the side of the pool and everybody's walking by, and then
Floating
it,
by.
you let go
It's
and
floating
it
by.
they're floating by. Yeah.
yeah. It's so funny you said so yesterday I also had a lunch meeting with a client slash mentor of mine, and shout out to Kim. She was amazing. She actually said what you said, Crystal, because I said to her, Kim, I'm holding on. She goes, why are you holding on? You need to let go. And that's why I was telling y'all that's been my theme. She said that to me because I was like, I'm sitting here, I'm holding on. She goes, why are you holding on? You gotta let go.
Anything that you don't hold on to, anything you let go that is meant for you in this season of your life is gonna not let go of you. You don't have to hold on to anything. Everything that you are trying to anchor yourself to and keep your fingers gripped around, if you let all of it go, all the things in that pile of things that are meant for you, for your good, for your elevation, for your growth, will not go anywhere. It will be holding on to you, which is
Mm,
great. But
yeah.
most of the stuff, if we took ourselves through this theoretical exercise and even wrote down all the things we would describe as something I'm holding on to, if you wrote it all down and imagined yourself letting all of it go, all of it, friends, the work, I mean, just everything, it would become very clear to you because, like Crystal said, your soul knows what it needs right now. It
It's
knows. It would become crystal clear to you if you wrote a list of 15 things, like 3 of those things would be still holding on to you. And that's where your energy and time needs to
And
go.
maybe in different ways.
Yes.
Just listening to you, I visualize 3 things in my life that, not by choice, I had to let go of. And I think about how they repositioned, at least one thing in particular is in my repositioned itself in my life and is offering me, is challenging me in other ways that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to be challenged. Doesn't mean that that thing, the overarching thing, is still the thing I need in my life. But for right now, I believe the universe, the situation happened to put me in another situation, which is offering me something new
And
to
more.
give me something more. But it's still, I
Absolutely.
still know, I mean, looking at me, experiencing it, I know it's not the thing for me, but
Right.
I know it is giving me something and it's challenging me in ways to act and show up and respond differently
Yeah.
than I would have in the past. So it's almost like practice and training. This one particular example that I'm thinking of, and it's definitely setting me up for something else because this isn't it for me. Every single day I sit there and I'm like, this is not, I know this is not where I'm supposed to be, but
Yes.
I'm still getting a lot out of it. And I wouldn't have gotten this experience without that.
Right. And it's setting
That
you
shift.
up for what's next.
Yeah, without the shift. The shift needed to happen. The shift I wasn't happy about. But
Right.
as the shift happened, it repurposed itself. It repositioned itself in my life and it's offering me something new. But I
Yes.
still know that this is not it. But it's like practice and training.
But you're
And
on
I,
your it's on your way. You're on your
yeah,
journey forward. You're elevating, right?
take the
Elevation is
time to
not
notice that.
teleporting. Elevation is not
Yeah,
teleporting, right? It is actual elevation. It goes like
yeah,
this. And
yeah,
every level has something else that gives you something. Like you said, this is giving me something new. And
yeah.
you know that it's on the way. It's
It's
necessary
on the
for
way. It
elevation.
is
Right. Right.
necessary. It
And I
was
think
necessary to happen.
it's
Even the
necessary.
letting go now, I admit wholeheartedly, it didn't feel good when it happened.
Hmm.
It was meant to happen. It needed to happen. It was the
Yeah.
best thing that could have happened for me.
Right.
And I didn't say that weeks ago.
Of course,
Right.
you didn't say it, you
It's
didn't see it, you didn't feel it, but I want
Mhm.
us to keep that picture in our minds. That
Mhm.
elevating is not teleporting. It is literally not like, okay, I know this is not for me, and so boom, I'm where I'm supposed to be. No, when you
Mhm.
know it's not for you, when it lets you go, when it feels too heavy to hold, when you let it go, you now start the
Yeah.
elevation. You're
Yeah.
not going to go from point A to point Z.
Yeah.
You really are meant to have every point along the way.
That's exactly how it
And
feels.
you're meant to enjoy each point and learn from each point along the way until it's time to let that go. Every time you
mm-hmm.
do it, it just becomes easier and you spend less time in spaces that you don't belong in beyond the amount of time were meant to be there, if that makes
Right.
sense.
I need to thank you so
Yeah.
much for just
Yeah.
sharing that,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because the elevation, I don't know that it feels like elevation all the time. It feels
Right.
like what's going on and where is everybody? So let me bring this closer. And I've shared this personally with you, but not with on the show. But there's been a lot of change at my company, right? In our department specifically. And I was sharing with a friend of mine. I was like, so a lot, our team was larger, and now it's me and one other person, and we were just able to bring on somebody to support us last year. But it was, this COVID, it changed everything for a lot of folks, particularly in our company. So I was like, I feel like the girl at the club, right? But I I'm in the club. I don't know, my shoes are off. I don't know where my shoes are. The lights are on, and the only people in there are cleaning up, and they are on white shirts and black pants. And I'm like, and my eyeliner is down here, my
Oh,
hair is sweated out, and I'm like, where'd everybody go?
ah,
That's what it. So, but I was just like, okay, wait,
That visual. Oh
has
my
like
god.
you're welcome, everybody. So here's the thing. So I'm like, okay, stay too long, and all my friends are gone, right? And then I was sharing this with one of my besties, and she's like, I never would have left you at the club. I was like, well, where was you when this vision came to me? Because you weren't there either.
Honey, she was in the parking lot
Um,
waiting.
she was, or was she? And all I had to do, thank you for threading the needle. All I got to do is go to the parking lot,
Right.
and
All
they're
you
all
gotta do is
there.
go to the parking lot.
But
and pick
is
your
the
car.
elevation?
And pick your car.
Come on,
Mm.
people. But what I'm thinking
If I wasn't
is
hide behind this
that
wall.
that feels like um a revelation of where
Mhm.
you are, right? So the revelation of the daily burn email, it really shows you that you were really, transitioning out of that space for a while. So
Mhm.
it really, even though my visual is the lights came on and I noticed, it's like you were noticing all the time.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But
I
I
was.
was dancing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You know how you dancing, and then everybody's there,
Yes.
and this song changes, and then there's fewer people. The
Yeah.
song changes, and there's fewer people, right?
Yes.
So I do think that it feels like that. Yeah, I know. Listen, I come to bring joy.
Her analogy will always have dance in it, no matter what.
Yes.
Trying to
Listen.
get back around to it, it will always have dance to it. But what I'm gonna give you something to add to this bit is that dancing is your comfortable place. That's where you stay. That's where you always revert back to because that's where you are
Mm,
comfortable. So it's very interesting that even in your visions, you see yourself
mm.
in your comfortable
Wow.
space, right? But that's also a two-sided sword because if you weren't if you were moving out of or trying to allow change without being comfortable, maybe you wouldn't dance. Maybe your vision wouldn't have been dancing. Maybe your
Say
vision
that one more time. Say that one more time.
not me not allowing vision with comfortability. Like even sometimes in our visions, we imagine and dream at our comfort level.
Mhm. Mhm.
right? We can't,
Mhm.
we stay there, and that is you envisioning you dancing. That's like your comfort, you know.
Right. Right.
For me, it might be, I don't know, something else. You know what I mean? But it's just like that just clicked for me right now. I'm thinking like
Mhm.
when
Mhm.
when I do allow myself to dream without abandon or with abandonment, it's like stuff I've never even thought about, a concept I've never had, like, outside of boxes that I've ever even thought about. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
When I do have loyalty, think situations, all that kind of like navigating my dreams, then I feel like I'm into those, that like my dreams are navigated by how I want it. It's like the control thing. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And
Right.
so when I was just thinking right now, when you were talking, I'm like, my what even in this moment of like, for all of us, transition and like elevation and all that kind of stuff, I'm trying to find how to do it with abandonment, like with no
Just.
nothing, just
Mhm.
Debbie Allen talks about it all the time, like when she dances, like you can damn near put a light pin under her, because she's gonna flip her hand all the way out. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna go up as high as she can go. She's gonna do it so over the top and so full out that you're not gonna be able to say like she left anything there. Like she leaves it all out. She puts everything into that moment. And that's where I'm like, visually, I feel like I'm trying to get back to doing. We do that when we were kids. We do that, as you grow and move and shake. You don't have any abandonment. You just go, them kids, they jump off the couch without even thinking twice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to figure out how to get back to those,
So
actions.
here's a piece for that, right? Because what Crystal described, the the mascara and the sweaty hair and no one but her and the workers, that's actually how you do it. Because dancing is Crystal's comfort zone. It's one of her comfort zones, probably maybe her top comfort zone. And every I think we tell ourselves that when we're moving to something new, whether it's forced upon us or we find a way to make the choice to move up to something new, to elevate ourselves, I think many people immediately think, well, now that I'm in this new space, how do I do this the way people
People
do
want
it
me.
in
Nah,
this
I ain't
space?
trying to do that.
Yeah.
Nah,
How do
never.
I do it
Mhm,
the way people who've done it already do it? How do
mhm.
I do it the way maybe it's expected, right? I'm in this new space that's new to me, right? It's an elevation, which means you haven't been there before. But you do it the way Crystal described it. You do what feels right for you, no matter what space you're in. For her, dancing feels good. So she danced through that entire elevation, whatever was meant to show her, teach her, etc. And then this feeling arrived of like, wait, I think I'm done here. Because I ain't got nothing to do. I'm not helping these workers clean.
That's what I'm not doing.
Own the club, right? I gotta go. Where did all the things, everybody,
I gotta
everything,
go.
I gotta
Gotta
go. But
I
when
gotta
you
go.
go, when you move to the parking lot and you pick your next car, once
Mhm.
you get in that car, you should start dancing, right? Because that's your thing. You should be you every level of the
Yeah,
elevation. And
thank you
that
for saying it.
you got to be you no matter what and how new it is, no matter if you've never seen it before, never done it before. You don't even know if you're supposed to be where you are.
Mhm.
But
And
it's
even when you try not to be you, you still comes out because you was still there. Because I was
exactly.
thinking,
But
going
you
back to that, yeah,
but you can spend your energy in your next elevation trying to contain you and be something else, because this is a
Yes.
new place. So people who've been
yep,
here before have done this way, which isn't dancing, right? They've sowed in this place. So
Yeah.
now you're in the place trying to sow because other people did it, but your thing is not sowing, it's dancing.
Your thing is
I
dancing.
mean, I think that's the fear of elevation. Period. Is feeling the feeling of having to mimic whoever's done it before
Mhm,
already.
I
mhm,
I
mhm,
I I I love that though when you said, like Shani said, that's the fear of elevation is mimicking the person, and what we get to leave with is you should be you at every level of the elevation. That hit me,
But you is
as
always going to come out no matter what anyway.
Honey, as
yeah.
Yeah,
much
but
as
the
you
thing
As
try.
much
is,
as you're going to
yes,
say it has to be a conscious thought, it is going
it
to
doesn't
come out.
have to be it doesn't have to be conscious, but what happens is you feel when you're trying not to be you, because so many of us do that. You're trying not to be you. When you're doing that, you are actually making the level you're at feel very uncomfortable. And
Yes.
then you spiral because you're like, this is not the right place for me. People don't like me here. And you start telling yourself stuff that's not true, right? So the you will come out eventually, but not before you go through a lot of crap you don't need to go through, right? The thing to do is consciously say, well, this is new for me, but I'm still going to be me, right? I'm still going to dance. I'm still
Yeah.
going to exercise, like whatever your you is. I'm
Yeah.
still going to sing, right? I'm still going to strategize, like whatever your you is.
Mhm.
But what
Mhm.
happens is we waste a lot of time in our new elevation,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
suppressing the us. We
But
suppress
I don't
us,
want to dismiss the conscious awareness
right?
because again, I clearly see this in something I'm going through, like a transition of things that I'm going through right now. And as I was repositioned, right, it wasn't that I wasn't going to be me. I borderline would say there's some part that you continue because you are still you. You know what I mean? But the conscious awareness of paying closer attention to everything else that surrounds you, and whether it's the atmosphere or the environment or however you want to be defined as you or seen or received as you, there is something to be said about taking advantage of those moments so that you can show up in more of the way you want to be um, received. I'm not sure if I'm zoning in on the right description that you can see. I don't support the idea of not being you. I don't support the idea of containing who you are to make other people comfortable. But I do believe that there is a point that you have to pay attention so that you can show up as you better, or you can show up with you and what you're trying to deliver lands even better, if that
And
makes sense.
it does make sense. It does make sense, Nick. And it's like paying attention to you so things could land better and letting
Not
go
so much
with
of
like
you too, but
yeah,
also of those around you and or the situation you're in.
right. Yep, I keep saying yesterday was a day. And yesterday I found myself back in old territory. And when they said the devil is real, the whole guilt and shame, I started allowing that to creep back in. And like I said, I had meetings all day yesterday, and one meeting that was great was a lunch I had with Kim. And when I was saying I'm just holding on, and she was saying letting go, and I was glad you said that, Crystal. And why I said letting go was there. I was letting the shame and the guilt, and I started playing the beat up game again because I was like, oh shit, I'm making the same effing mistakes that I'd have made in 2022. But then all of a sudden, I just stopped. I stopped and I let it go. So the emails that I had to put out, it was uncomfortable because it was a different wording than I usually do. And the responses I got was, okay, Nikki, love you. Or like one person was like, okay, Nikki, I love you. Or thank you, Nikki. It was different. But I just stopped because I said, I can't allow this rhetoric to keep going. And I sat down with my employee of the year, Rebecca, because she is. And we just really sat down. And she even told me at the end, and I needed to hear it yesterday. I needed to hear it yesterday. She says, I'm so proud of you. I said, why? Because you let it go. You did something different. So when I tell y'all, let go were the words yesterday that build up to this. And I gotta let go old ways and let it go permanently and feel good about it. Because as you said, we get in that elevation and we still doing the same shit.
Well,
And that means
that's where I'm trying to like understand and get to.
Mhm,
Is like that's
mhm.
what I was talking about with Crystal's analogy. Is like the comfort is real, and comfort
Yeah.
is you can revert back to comfort at any level of elevation
Mhm.
quickly. You know what I'm saying? But the actual act of elevation was the letting go and allowing where you are right now to be able to navigate through that space versus
Mhm.
going back to how you've done in the past, how you reacted in the past, excuse me, and working from that zone, you
Right.
know.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
You're
It
right.
was
You're right though about that comfort. That
Comfort is
comfort
real
thing.
and comfort feels
That's
good, and it comes with a grilled cheese sandwich with my on mine.
it comes with it. What does it come with, Shani? A grilled
A
cheese
grilled cheese
sandwich.
sandwich, extra crunchy.
I love what Lachelle had said. Even if you don't feel good about it, still let it go.
Yeah.
And that's true. Even if you don't feel good about it, still let it go. Because when you let it go, it might just surprise you. And I felt yesterday by letting go of these things.
Yes,
Look
Mama
at
E.
me. Look at Mama E said, flush this shit. In other words, let it go. Flush this shit. I saw her yesterday. Flush this shit. That's right. That's the new saying. Flush the shit.
That's it.
In other words, you know what? That's a good shift. Speaking of, no, that's not shit. But think about flushing and letting go and elevating. I know we are coming to an end. Um, one of the reasons we chose this topic today, everyone, because we are letting go in order to elevate. Um, New beginnings, new adventures, meeting new people, and
You
you
about to
know,
cry?
I am. I am. I'm like, I wasn't expecting to. Be quiet, Chandra. Um,
I was completely expecting you to.
um, we, you know, this show started with an idea I had in 2020 when the pandemic started. We know the story, and I called up. Ironically, all four of these women on here, two were actually on the show, the very, very first show. Um, it was, I don't know, it was, or three were actually on the very, very first show, and the other one I was consulting. And I remember coming to Chandra, Nikki, Crystal, and Lachelle about this show. They were like, yeah, let's do it. And I also vividly remember after the show calling Nikki on boss. She's like, okay, it's good, it's good. And think about this and think about that and think about that. And I was just like, it was just one day. And then, Lachelle and Crystal are like, no, we got to keep going. And I see Chandra that week in a session. She's like, no, we got to this is it. And then bringing Nikki on a couple weeks later, and she was already, kind of like producing from the back with me. And to see us get to 3 years on StreamYard and to have our viewers, and not only have we've grown individually, we've grown collectively. Um, and now it's time for us to keep elevating. We shared with you all that we are going to end up doing like a television show, not like a television show. We are going to have an official talk show called the Ladies First Chit-Chat Crew, where we are in person together, um, fostering and curating and developing and expanding the sisterhood. And today is our last live show in these squares. Today is our last live show in these squares with you all.
Where's the sound? Where's the soundtrack?
I know. That's you, Chandra. Today is our last day in these squares, and it feels good. We're elevating. The tears that I'm fighting is just having a vision and watching it really come to fruition. Um, we are going to be on, we have signed and partnering with an OTT platform called the Red Coral Universe. And I want all of y'all to go follow, go sign up now. It's free. RedCoralUniverse.com. Go sign up now because this summer, this spring and this summer, you're going to start seeing what we have coming up. We also want you to go follow us on Instagram. You'll know what's coming up at the Ladies First Chit-Chat Follow us on Facebook at the Ladies First Chit-Chat And I got one more. You want to sign up for our website, go to the Ladies First Chit-Chat and sign up for our mailing list. And you will be able to hear everything we are doing that's leading up to our debut this fall together. We're dropping shows one every week, you know. You know how y'all used to watch the Red Table Talk. Now y'all gonna be watching the Ladies First Chit-Chat Crew every week, tuning in, starting this fall. And so we are letting go of our StreamYard space that's been
Elevate
us, and we are elevating and moving up. So we thank y'all for rocking with us. Don't worry. You're gonna see different things during as we build up to September. But you got to make sure you go to Red Coral Universe. Follow us on Instagram at the Ladies First Chit-Chat Crew. You can join our mailing list on the ladiesfirstchitchatcrew.com. And yeah, how do y'all feel about this? How do y'all feel about letting go as we elevate?
Excited. You know I'm excited.
I know you're excited.
I'm excited about multiple things related to this, right? I'm excited about letting go. It always feels good to elevate, right? Elevating can be unnerving, and sometimes it can be scary. Who is that? Oh my goodness, whose tears are running down?
Scary. It's scary.
Oh, Carrie on the show. I had Carrie on the show.
We will. I am excited about our elevating. I'm excited. Yes, Rebecca. I'm excited about doing this together, right? Many of our elevations we end up doing alone. So we get to do this together. And I'm also excited about getting out of these boxes and touching each one of you while we have these conversations. I mean, when I think about and when I look at our episodes over the last 3 years plus, right? We're like 3 years and a month, maybe more. When I look back at those episodes and I see how much energy and emotion and genuine feelings transpire between us and our audience in these boxes, can you imagine what will happen when we're all sitting at the same table?
Can you imagine what's gonna happen when we all sitting at the same table?
It's like vitamins coming through your screen.
Vitamins coming through your screen. And y'all, I love that. Vitamins coming through your screen. Ooh, that's a good visual too. You got your Nikki on Boss vitamin. You got Lachelle. You got your Charlotte vitamin. You got the Crystal vitamin. You got your Nikki vitamin. Hey, I love it. Again, in order to get your vitamins coming through your screen and know all that's going to be happening as we build up to that, follow us on Instagram at the ladiesfirstchitchatcrew.com. Go join us on Facebook at the Ladies First Chit-Chat Crew. And also to join our mailing list. So you really, you get the cute little emails that we send out.
Definitely join the mailing list.
Yeah, join the mailing list.
I just want to say this. we're going to be working
Yeah.
to elevate for what will come at the end of the summer for all of us, right?
Yeah.
So if you enjoy us every week, you will want to know and see our journey. We're sharing our journey along the way. So definitely sign up for Red Coral, because that's where you'll be joining us when our shows air. But sign up for our website, because that is the most direct way for us to tell y'all, hey, why don't y'all come meet us over here? Hey, we come see what we're doing right now. Hey, you know what I mean? So make sure you do those two for sure, because that'll put stuff directly into your inbox.
It'll put
And to get you guys a little bit like excited about that and red coral and all that kind of stuff. But we also are trying to do other things, so you need to stay connected. We're trying to do things outside of four walls, in your cities, next to you guys, touching and connecting with you guys on a different level. So we need you to stay as connected as possible. We don't want to just say this just to say it. We want you to actually take action and do it. So go do all the things.
We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere.
We're coming closer. We're coming closer.
We're
coming closer to you. We want you in our audiences. We want you, but you have to be connected. We ain't gonna go calling your phone, Mamie. Now, come on now. Make sure you're connected.
Exactly. But like the ladies were saying, y'all, go join our mailing list. Go to the ladiesfirstchitchatcrew.com. You'll see contact. Get on our mailing list. We get an email, we add you on, so you really can get involved, like Chandra and Lachelle were saying, of what we have coming up next. Because we're not going to tell you right now. We're going to let you. And someone said they wanted to see us in the audience. Well, we got something coming up in July, and I have it teed up. But you know what? I'm not going to even drop it. You got to go join our mailing list. You got to follow us on the Ladies First Chit Chat Crew Instagram. Join our Facebook, and you might get to find out. No, you will find out when you will be able to see us live and in person, and get to touch us and get to hug us.
We might not be able to touch. You
might not be able to touch. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you for rocking with us as we were in our squares, figuring out our lighting.
I know our first couple of episodes definitely look like this.
Right.
Hey. That's true.
Figuring out our lighting and just being with us. We love y'all. Lachelle,
kids now.
Yeah, people got kids. People don't move to the south, and people don't broke up with their boyfriends.
People's kids got mustaches now.
Girl,
mustaches now. So it really is. We encourage everyone to continue letting go, to elevate, and making space for the new. And like everyone said, we're still here. We're not going anywhere. We're making space for the new beginnings, new adventures, new relationships, new loves, and new you. And we encourage you all to keep doing that. We love y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have an amazing Saturday, and keep following us, and we will see y'all soon. Bye, y'all. We love y'all.
Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. What time is it? Time for the ladies. It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat Crew. Time for the ladies. It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat Crew. L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-S, and what you want. Unbossed. Speak what you want. Unbossed. Speak what you want. Unbossed. And we're up first. Unapologetically great. Unapologetically great. Unapologetically great. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. Ladies. It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. Time for the ladies. It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki on boss and Nikki. L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-E-S, L-A-D-I-E-S, and we're up first.
Bye, y'all. Have a great Saturday, and we will see you soon.